Okay, this video is going to cover three different segments in regard to assignments. The first portion will be covering creating a new folder from scratch. Second segment will talk about going in and grading those student submissions, and then the third segment I will demonstrate what the students see once you have graded those items. All right, to get started, we're going to click on New Folder. We're going to title this one here Week 2, and then we add our instructions here. Just copied and pasted that in there, and you can also do the video note here if you so choose. You can add a video note, and so then that way they see you giving directions, or in the video there. All right, individual assignment, and obviously I'm going to cruise through this pretty quick. Most everybody will have a general idea of what they were looking for, but let's just gently glance over everything, and if you have greater or deeper level questions, please contact us and we'll work through them. All right, so back to the video. Excuse me. Insert directions here. If you have a document that you want to accompany this assignment, say if you have a worksheet that you uploaded and you want them to answer the questions on that worksheet and then submit an electronic copy, you can attach those here. All right, submission type. This is all the default views and usually serve a good portion of our needs, so we'll just leave everything set as is. All right, file submission, unlimited. So this would be helpful if you have students that want to submit a rough draft and then another draft after that. Usually leave it as unlimited, or maybe they just caught a mistake in their original draft and want to submit a more current one. Now these attempts won't be allowed to be submitted past whatever restrictions you have implemented in there, but just during that window that you have available. Okay, submissions, all submissions are kept. Is generally a good one. Category, this will help you keep everything organized in your course shells here. So I'm going to put this one under weekly reflection. I'm going to give it a score of 100. Grade item, this will give me the opportunity to attach it to my grade book. Okay, I'll just go ahead and quickly create one here. We'll just title this exactly the same as the assignment folder we're creating. That way it just keeps everything a lot more organized and understandable. All right. You can also add a rubric here. Default scheduling scoring rubric, we're good there. Now this anonymous marking, this is something most people don't use, but just a general idea, what happens is it will remove all the students' names while you're doing the grading, and it will, once you get them all graded, it will publish them into the grade book. Now it's just kind of a helpful tool. It can be confusing at times, especially if you're trying to give students that put in a little more effort some more credit or something, but just kind of be sparingly using this because it can cause some confusions. At the bottom here, we do have annotation tools. Make annotation tools available for assessment. All right, we're not going to hit save and close yet. We got some other tabs we're going to go through. I'm going to go up to restrictions. This is the default here, so if you want students to see this, you definitely need to uncheck that. So don't forget that. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to see it. I'm going to create a due date, and I'm going to say this is going to be due April 1st at 5 p.m. As a start date of today, end date, I'm going to take it the same as April 1st at 5 p.m. Okay. Now this means here they won't have access to the folder until this date and time. If you just have a due date, what will happen is if they submit past this due date, it will be flagged. But because I have the due date the same as the end date, you won't see any late submissions in there and it won't be flagged. Okay, so if you want to extend this maybe a couple days past the due date and give them an opportunity with maybe a penalty under possible points, then you can certainly do that as well. All right, release conditions. We're going to skip over that right now. That's a topic all in itself. We'll cover later. All right. This is also, so if you have somebody that has a valid excuse and you want to give them an opportunity to submit something late but not open it up for everybody, you would click this, find the students on here, well, create their window for them to submit, and then you would select whatever student you're giving that special access to and hit save. All right. Now objectives, we generally don't recommend anything with them. There's nothing that they really do, so we'll just skip over that. Turnitin, this is a helpful feature. In order to activate it, we have to select this, enable GradeMark for this folder. This is fairly normal. All right, this is, we don't recommend using the GradeMark tool in there, and we definitely don't recommend putting your grades in Turnitin and then trying to push them into the gradebook. It has, it's a very cumbersome procedure, and we certainly don't want any confusion there, but we definitely have to enable this and enable that in order for us to use the plagiarism checker in here. All right, we're going to leave this as automatic, which is good. Now this is up to an individual instructor's choice if they want the students to see what their scores are. Most instructors, from my understanding, do not. All right, now that we've created everything, we've been through all these tabs here. I'm going to go ahead and select Save and Close. And now we can see our week 2 assignment here. All right, now that we've created this and students have access to it, we're going to go ahead and take a look at this initial view here. We can see that since we just created this, this icon here indicates that there's a grade item. It's tied to the gradebook. This icon here tells us that we remembered to turn on the Turnitin feature. And as of right now, we have 9 students in our class and no one is submitted on this folder. And so none of them have been completed. This is a instructor helpful tool. It lets us know how many of those submissions that have been completed and how many we've evaluated and how much feedback has been published. And also gives us the due date. So this is another chance to make sure that we're good on everything. All right, looking at this week 1, I see I have 1 new assignment. Out of the 9 students I have, 4 of them completed, and I am behind because I haven't evaluated one of them. So let's go ahead and take a look at evaluating these assignments here. All right, we're going to first look at the similarity score. This is the Turnitin feature here, and also I'm going to go back here and look at it this way as well. All right, this here is showing everybody all at once instead of just that one new submission. Remember when I clicked on that one, it just took me to that one new one instead of all of them. So that helps identify, just the new ones. All right, we're seeing here we got some fairly high similarity scores. So let's go ahead and take a look at one of these here. Usually takes a minute here. All right, so right now, this here particular homework assignment I created as an example, and this is in my own words, so obviously that has not been submitted anywhere before. Now this section here, actually these next 3 sections, I copied from the internet. I just copy and straight paste, and then this bottom one here, I actually hand typed that in there, but I copied it from a web page. So Turnitin works very well in finding plagiarism, and obviously we can see that I didn't cite my sources either, so this is a cause for concern. If we want to dig a little deeper, we would click this little number over here and it will break down where these sources were copied from. So very handy, and this can be a very good teaching moment for students, etc., etc. All right. But that is Turnitin in a nutshell. There are some caveats. Sometimes students will copy questions from a worksheet, paste them in there, and all of a sudden those are turning up as being plagiarized because they've been submitted before. We really encourage you to do some investigation when it comes to the plagiarism checker, because there also are some false positives. So just be aware of that. All right, we're going to get out of this and go back to our submissions here. All right, fortunately, Brightspace has incorporated a GradeMark tool, EasyMark, into our system. So this makes it very nice for us. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and select a student's work. It's going to upload here, and as you can see, I've already made some marks on here. I'm going to go ahead and delete these so I can demonstrate the different tools. All right, and whenever we make changes, we will have to make sure we update them. Now this will be updated in the gradebook and also updated to the student, and we will begin using right here. This is the toolbar for using all the GradeMark tools, and mostly fairly explanatory. So you just get in here and poke around and you'll quickly pick this up. All right, right here is our pen tool. We have pen, highlighter, etc., and an eraser, so we can erase our marks. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. I have different color choices, and I can obviously go around here and make some marks using the highlighter. The pen, this here, you can get in here, circle things, underline, and using the mouse, obviously it's a little cumbersome there. All right, eraser, get in here and erase this. All right, now comments, this is a fairly helpful feature as well. We can change different things here for that, but I'll select this, and this is a note. Better reflect on this in more depth. All right, and finish with that, and it leaves this little mark here, and as soon as the student hovers over that, they'll have that. All right, text box, you can add these anywhere. And that is done, and now that I've created that, I can drag this wherever I want to. All right, the line tool, we can create lines, so underline, etc., and yeah, don't be afraid to explore here. All right, once I've done this, I will go through, and we had a rubric attached on this one. I didn't demonstrate that before, but I have one here. I can use that to grade that and automatically generate this grade. If I want, I can go in here and say, okay, this student did okay, but needs some work. Oops, I don't know why I did that. Interesting. All right, I'm going to pause. Okay, it wasn't letting me manually insert this grade here because I do have the rubric attached. All right, so with the rubric attached, I can just come in here, click on the items that meet criteria, close, and it updated right there. All right, now down here we can leave some comments for the student. You can add a file, record audio, or even record a video, giving them feedback on their assignment. All right, we'll hit update. And with that, we can scroll into our next user submission, clicking up here, and we can work on grading this. We can check the similarity score, and whatever file the student has submitted, we can just click that and it will upload it here. All right, so that's a general idea on how to grade the student's work. And if we go back here, we're back into the list again. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pause this video for a second and demonstrate what it looks like for the student. And we're back. I am now in the student view. I'm impersonating Tim's student here, and this is what it looks like on his page. We see here he is notified that Turnitin is activated. I, as a student, submitted one submission, which is one file, and then I have some feedback here, and when it's unread, it will indicate that. Now down here The week 1 assignment, I submitted 2 submissions, 2 files, and I've already read this feedback. Okay, so I'm going to click on that, and right here I can see the view inline feedback. Here's all the marks that I did receive from the instructor. Alright, I'm going to go back into here again, and back into assignments, and the unread. You turn it in grade mark. Alright. I can see in a previous deal that I had left some marks here. So you can use the grade mark and turn it in, but you know, I believe Brightspace is way more integrated and easier to use. But I just wanted to quickly glance over that. All right, now with the students, this feedback gets in front of them in 2 places. The assignment folder obviously was one of them, and now when they look at their grades, you can see the inline feedback here as well, and it'll take them to the same place. Okay. All right. If you have any further questions, if you need any further help from us, please contact Caleb or I. We're in the Office of Teaching and Learning Excellence in the basement of Cowan Hall. Thank you.